Hey y'all, welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. My name is Imani and I have a special guest today. This is
Trayvond McFadden.
Yeah, so this is a buddy from high school. And he is doing really cool things these days. And so I wanted to bring him on because his life went from like I don't want to say 0 to 100, but like your life changed like dramatically in the last 2
years? About 2 years
or so. And so I thought it would some of the stuff that he has gone through, I think it will be helpful for a lot of people. And so yeah, that's why we are here today. So also, before we get started, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. If you listen to some previous ones or after this one, make sure you leave a review. That would help out a ton. And yeah, share it if you like it. All right. So Trayvon, I just wanted to tell you that like I said, in the past like 2 years, your life has kind of changed a lot, and it seems like you out here grown man and things and whatnot. And also you joined the Marines. Was it last year that you officially joined the Marines?
This year I'll make this is my second year in. So yeah, last year.
Yeah, so big man joined the Marines and you out on your own now, and you grown man it with wife and kids now. You have kids on kids on kids on kids.
Stacking up.
And I just think that's really cool that you are doing what a lot of people don't want to do, and you're willing to kind of like lead a family. And I think that's really cool, especially if you like, I don't know if you have, but especially if you haven't really seen good examples of people, of men like leading families, and like now you're like, I'm gonna do this. So I think that's really really amazing. And so the first thing I wanted to ask you, ask you to talk about is what was the process of you deciding to join the Marines? Like, what made you do it? And then what made you think that you could even do something like that? Because Marines is like probably, I would have to guess, one of the hardest branches to like be a part of, or to join. And then basic training, I heard, is pretty crazy. And then the job itself is pretty crazy. So we'd like to hear about that.
All right, so what made me do it? Really? I believe I could do it. Like, I wanted to wear the uniform. I wanted to just be a Marine entirely. So nothing's gonna stop me from doing it. Like, each and every day I woke up, hey, I gotta do this. I gotta run 6-7 miles in order to get physically prepared and mentally prepared for it. So I had to do it. I gotta do it. That's why I thought every day, had to, got to, can't stop, won't stop. So yeah.
So what made you like decide? What made you think that I gotta be a Marine? Like, where that come from?
So I always wanted to join the military. It was just,
really?
Yeah.
No.
It was like.
Did you know that? Okay. I'm talking to Stefan. He's in the back.
So it was just a matter of what branch would give me like a proper challenge. And I went to the Army. They were more like, I don't know, like, we don't know if we can have you and all that. Air Force, you gotta be smart. Yeah. You're smart. I mean,
you're smart.
But, like, you gotta be like up there smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. So I went to the Navy, and the Navy, same thing. And in the Marines, they told me what I can do for them. And when I got into it, it was like more of a family. Like, I've been trained for 3 years just to try to get in. So but it became more of a family. So the moment I got in, like the process of getting in, just everything changed.
So even like the people that you were training with, it felt like a family too?
Yeah, I'm still in contact with them till this day.
Oh, that's really cool. That's cool. That's what's up. What were you doing in your life before you started training for the Marines?
Just working 9-to-5 jobs, like Husqvarna. I was at YMCA, just working odd jobs.
That farm. The farm.
The farm? Oh, wait, the farm.
The farm that you're working at?
Oh, yeah, the horse farm. So I was working at the horse farm too at the same time. So, yeah, like, I had to keep my family afloat in order, for us to just keep going. So I just was working.
So did that work feel I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but clearly I would think that work feels less like a family, and it feels less like you got a purpose and a reason.
Oh yeah. It was just I wasn't doing much. Like I felt like I wasn't doing much. I mean, the guys were cool, but they had their own families to worry about, and I didn't feel fulfilled at all. So
yeah. Did you feel kind of like a robot almost?
Just about, yeah. Like I was just a number. Like at the Husqvarna, I was just a number.
Yeah. That's a plant, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Were you working on the line?
Yeah. Line, script tank, that was like acid and all that, so that's definitely not good.
No for me. That's a no for me.
Then it gets like almost 1,000. The tank itself, it gets like almost 1,000 degrees, and it gets hot in there, so you could die.
No. So no.
Sorry for being a little dark.
Yeah, we're not playing with acid anymore. we're not doing that anymore. Thank God. And so the next thing I wanted to ask you was, can you talk about how similar or different your upbringing was to being in the military now? Like, what's the difference? What's the similarities and the differences of your life?
Like before and after.
Yeah, when you were like growing up versus the military.
So growing up, like I said, I always had a foundation somewhat. So like I didn't have much structure like I have in the Marine Corps. So like as a kid, I just didn't worry about too much. Still worked, but at the same time, it wasn't like I was just a kid, so I didn't know. But in the Marine Corps, I have a whole family to worry about, my job, my rank. I just got promoted, by the way.
Yay! You got promoted.
Got promoted.
I'm spitting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, then you got to just your status and all that, and then in the civilian world, you don't. So you basically just, I'm getting up doing this every day. I don't know if you get awards and all that. That's what we do. But yeah, it's a different, feel,
So when you were growing up, so it sounds like the biggest thing was the structure. Was it like a culture shock to have that much structure versus like none at all? No, I won't say none at all, but like, is that a big?
It was different. Like, hey, where this came from?
Yeah.
So it was a shock, big shock. So still is now. I'm still learning a lot, and then a lot of stuff being introduced to me. So I'm like, still knowing this stuff happens and all that. Yeah.
Did you want to say something? Okay, go ahead.
So something you had to do to join the Marines, you had to like lose a lot of weight. And I remember that when you was coming to the Y every week.
So I had to lose a total of 80 pounds just to join. Like, when I was starting, I was like 308, and when I went in, I was 222, so I was small.
So a big difference.
Yeah, you like it's physically demanding on your body, so you have to like keep yourself going, keep yourself in shape. You got to keep going, basically.
I was curious as to how hard it was for you to like work out and to prepare yourself for that, because this ain't no shade at nobody, but like a lot of our families just generally aren't the most active or have the healthiest lifestyle and stuff.
All right.
And for you, and some people may have like have that as an excuse, like, oh, my mom doesn't do this or my dad doesn't do this, and I don't really have no example to do that. But I guess like when someone's at home, you more encouraged to stray away from that. So how difficult was that to keep up with, knowing to what's normal around you?
So with that, I had to like really put that aside. I know this is gonna, tell me like kind of weighing me away from it somewhat when I first started. Like they were saying, can you do this? I don't know. Me, I have a lot of willpower, so I just basically didn't ignore. I acknowledged it, but I kept going, like with it pretty much.
So what was the difference between you being okay with it then versus you deciding to lose the weight for the military?
So with that, being okay with it, that's a hard one.
I guess like what was the difference in motivation for like losing weight and like working on your physical the words where are my words, you know what I'm trying to say. He got it, you got
so
it, right?
You saying the motivation to work out and
like eat healthy and lose weight. Where was that? Where
Before
did
you joined.
exactly?
So before that, I ain't take it into consideration then.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, I wasn't even eating right. I thought you just have to have muscle in order to do that. But no, there's like other elements to it. So in order to run, you gotta do this and do that. And so I had to cut a lot out in order to get to where I want to get to. So I had to cut out fast food, my grandma's home cooking and all that stuff just to be better, I guess physically, and feel better, don't feel sluggish and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So the foods I had to change out and all that just to become like what I am now. I had to sacrifice basically.
So the next question I wanted to ask you is, so I was curious if, specifically men, if it seemed like people were more interested in you, or once they found out that you were joining the military, meaning like when I don't know if you understand what I mean, but like for example, you know how sometimes if people find out that you're doing something, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, they want to talk to you. Yeah, I see you, but before, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like sometimes you're invisible type of thing. So was that a thing for you?
That was a big thing. Like you said before, they didn't even pay attention to you when you first started because they don't think you can do it. But as you progress, as you keep going, as you start to make waves and all that, they see you. Mm-hmm. They see you losing the weight. They see you gaining muscle. Mm-hmm. They see your mentality change somewhat. So, like I said, especially guys, then they're going to want to know you become some type of beacon of inspiration to them somewhat. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, it just goes up from there. Like,
beacon of inspiration.
like Stefan, he ever told you like he wanted to try to do it at one point?
With the military?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, but he's got a big heart, so he can't do it.
Yeah, that was the main reason. Like, I was asking questions. I'm like,
that and the sickle cell too, right?
Yeah.
Both of them? Yeah.
So, like, yeah, basically, guys wanted to somewhat emulate what you're doing because they see you, and I was like, dang, I'm making a wave. Mm-hmm. So, especially people out here, I want people to, you know, do what I'm doing so we can like get out of this kind of type of situation, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Well, I guess I was curious about like older men, like men that could have been more of like I don't want to say father figure, but you know what I mean, like a men that could be like a figure in your life. Did they like now all of a sudden want to talk to you about? Oh yeah, you know, when I was in the military, or yeah, you know, like, or
I thought about joining the military when I was your age,
or you know, or just stuff like trying to give you advice now that they know you're joining the military. Because I was wondering if they didn't really try to guide you or give you any advice before, but then once they found out the military, now they want to like. Yeah. I was curious about that too.
Yeah. So
is that a thing, or I'm just.
I had some family members that do it like a little bit, like you sure you can do it and all that. And then the moment I joined, like, oh, that boy Marine there, blah blah blah. I'm like, where was this before? Yeah. So, you know, but no hard feelings.
Yeah.
So
cool. I think that's excuse me, chapstick break. I think that's cool, but I just thought about that because I think it would be. I'm not a man, and I will never be a father or anything like that. So I don't know how this goes. But I just think it would be cool if men would be there for men before
And after, kind of, somewhat.
not just the military, but just in general, like before they see them doing something that they find interest in. I think it would be cool to like support them, especially if they know if the people or if the men know that there's a guy that did not grow up with a father like close up on him or whatever. Close up on him, it sounds so strange, but like, but you know what I'm saying?
I know
yeah,
exactly
like
what you're saying.
I think it would be cool for people to do that stuff beforehand. I don't know.
Like encourage them.
Yeah.
And as they keep going up, give them that inspiration. To keep going,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of foreign in our community and all that. So
Yeah. I get it, but I just think it would be cool to see that happen more often, I guess. Yeah. But anyway, that's my little... I was just curious. I was curious about that. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to ask you was, can you talk about what a huge... it is. What a huge shift it is to only... when you first joined the Marines, you were primarily responsible for yourself, and then it was from that to now you're responsible for 5 people, not including yourself. Well, so 6 people now you're responsible for. What can you talk about that? Because that sounds like some real manly man. Manly man. It sounds like some very manly.
So with that, so how can I put it? For me, only worrying about myself year 1 and to come into with them is I can't explain it, but I can. So me going in just by myself, the only thing I got to worry about car payment, insurance, just small stuff and all that. So I'm just living day to day, getting groceries for myself. When I met my wife, she had 3 kids, and then plus the one we have now. You have to take on everybody's emotions, including the kids, the baby. Obviously, he's not born yet, but it's gonna come.
Yeah.
So I'm a family person, so I put myself aside and make sure they're all right. Like she would tell you herself that I don't worry about myself. I worry about them. So every time I come home, I'm asking everything all right. I'm going out to the grocery store. She can't go to the grocery store. She's pregnant and all that. So I go there, get that. Anything she needs. It's just, I forget about myself sometimes. A lot. So I'm just more focused on them, basically.
So like, how is that overwhelming?
It can be, but you got to put that aside. You got to.
So how do you put that aside though?
So for me, whenever I feel overwhelmed and anxiety and all that crazy stuff, I just stop, breathe, and hey, I'm doing it for them. So I can't let my emotions and everything get to me, and then stress her out, and then the kids gonna be all going crazy and all that. So I just keep it to myself, basically.
So do you think that's healthy though?
No, we talk. So we talk. Don't worry. I don't just ball it up now. I just like, all right, I'm feeling, just, a little overwhelmed. She'll say, no, you're doing a good job. And, we go places, for me just to, calm down. Because, like, it's overwhelming. But you have ways to alleviate that stress and everything, so.
And also, is it healthy for you to forget it? Because you said, I forget about myself sometimes.
I'm selfless.
Hey,
no.
Hey, the point of this whole brand is to pour. You got to pour into yourself. How you gonna take care of the kids and your wife? You don't take care of yourself, man.
That's just me. That's my nature. But
we got to switch the nature, sir.
It's only sometimes.
So okay, all right.
Well, he didn't say he doesn't take care of himself. He just may prioritize them before he prioritizes himself. But do you think he has to do that first?
He just said I forget about myself.
Yeah, I do sometimes,
That's what
but
he said.
Do you forget, or do you come at the bottom of the list?
I'm basically the bottom. I should have said that. That would have been better wording.
I get you gotta take care of your family, but at the same time,
Worry about yourselves too.
you gotta yeah.
I mean,
Cause if you croak out, then them kids, ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying?
I'll never let it get to that point.
I hope
but
that never happens.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but I think that's probably the role of a man, isn't it? Because like, I feel as though men probably are normally to prioritize their family and their loved ones before themselves. Not to say they don't get to themselves, but they'll probably, well, hey, I'll do what I got to do when I have the time. But these kids and my wife need XYZ though.
yeah, I'm not a man, so I don't know, but I just think I think it's still, well, you said that you do, but just in general, I think it's good to still make sure that you're okay.
Oh yeah.
Because again, if you like run yourself into the ground, or like you don't, it could be physically or mentally. What can you do for your family? If you dead, what can you do for your family?
Right, you're right.
You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing for them. So like, so yeah, I just think, just I think that's a good thing to think about. But of course, take care of your family.
Just don't overdo it, or burn yourself out.
Yeah, like try not to burn it, or if you feel yourself going that way, like do something for yourself. Like make sure you take
go to the gym, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That helps.
Or like if therapy is a good thing for just in general. Yeah. All right. And then the last question that I have for you, although of course we might go on another tangent again, we'll see. But how do you wrap your mind around being, I think you kind of answered this already, but I'm gonna ask this again. How do you wrap your mind around you now taking care of 5 other people when you didn't really have that example growing up? So how do you navigate trying to do that?
So how do I do it? I just do it. Like, my dad wasn't in my life, so I did it with my mom. So she would work, odd jobs and all that. I would have to do something too. So I guess it stems from
how to do something. Can you explain what do something to means?
Get money, pretty much. Work, help her pay the bills. To take care of my sister, take care of her, even though I was like, 9, 10 years old. I guess it comes from, her, helping her, grandma, all that stuff. I guess I had that in me the whole entire time and didn't know. So it's in my nature, I guess, to take care of people and everyone around me, making sure everybody is good. Worried about myself too, but making sure
I just want him to be okay. All y'all to be okay.
You're right. So just taking, like, I guess shifting into like the family. It's a little harder, but it's the same formula.
A little harder.
It's a little harder.
This man got 5 whole other humans, and he out here a little harder.
I mean, it'll never be easy, but
yeah, I got you. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
But yeah, it's the same thing, just a little different.
So I get the, like, you kind of grew up having to provide, but how are you trying to like navigating fathering though, like being a father? Because I know, I'm not saying this is you, but like I've had experience with men thinking that the only thing, or not the only thing, but the main thing their responsibility is as a father is just to provide. And like, it, no shade, but like low-key, my dad growing up, it didn't feel like he was there. When he was there, when we were all in the same house, when he was there, but he wasn't there. Like, he would provide, he would make sure we had food and all that, but other than that, I don't think he quite understood how to be like a father to two little girls. So, how are you like figuring that out?
I'm basically just riding the wave. I'm figuring everything out every day. So this is my first time being a dad. So my dad didn't show me. My uncle couldn't show me because he doesn't have kids. So I'm just learning as I go. Like changing diapers, making meals every day, cleaning up messes, putting them to sleep. I'm just learning. It's like rewarding and hard at the same time, and that's how I'm learning.
That's cool. I think it's super awesome that cause I know like there's a lot of guys who, because they didn't have a father figure, they're like, I don't think they do it intentionally, but you know how you like repeat, a lot of times you repeat the same things your family does or your parents
like
do.
The cycle keeps just going like
so
that.
like so if they didn't have a father, they don't know how to father their kids. So like it's kind of, sometimes it just kind of repeats, because just in general, I have a lot of the same habits from my mom and some from my dad too. So like, yeah. So I just think that's really cool that not only are you you're like willing to figure it out as you go along, but also you are willing to accept and take on 3 other kids. And you know, I'm sure, how old are they again?
So the oldest is 5.
Oh, they're like little.
Yeah. So Tiana is 5. Jace he just turned 4, and Faith just turned 3.
Oh yeah, they're running loose in the house.
Yeah. So, yeah, they see me as dad, so I'm like, I'm not your biological father. Y'all my kids. You know, I don't pop them, but I pop them sometimes, and discipline and all that. But I love them to death. So
yeah, I just think that's really cool. High five, friend. Go ahead.
Has being a Marine, like, what are like some maybe positive and like negative things being a Marine and inflicted on like being a dad at the same time?
So how it goes hand in hand somewhat.
Yeah, because I'm sure that like your lifestyle being Marine may have like bled over into you being a dad.
So the discipline part, like, they want us to be disciplined, be professional and all that. When that bleeds over to the kids, I'm like, hey, we're gonna have to be disciplined. We're gonna have to, fall in line with some stuff. Don't act up. I try not to infuse it so much to where it's like scary to them, but hey, do this, do that.
You don't be barking orders at them?
Yeah, I be giving them the knife hands too, like, stop doing that and all that. But yeah, just discipline with them and all that, and making sure they're good. That's all. So I try not to too much, but sometimes it happens.
Cool. Anything else, Stefan?
What's something that you wish someone would have told you about being a father?
It's not easy, and it'll never be easy, but you just just learn as you go. If my dad would have told me that, I think I would have somewhat been ready for it, but I'm ready still either way.
So since you said, like, what were your expectations going into the relationship with your wife then?
So expectations of that.
I mean, because if you say, because you just said that you wish someone would have told you that it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah.
So just to me, it seemed as though you were thinking like, they probably ain't that hard. Or
it's not. Sometimes it's not. But you be having like your little moments, being like, it's kind of too much, but you kind of come like snap back to reality somewhat.
So are your expectations going into the relationship then? Like, and knowing that you were going to be there for the kids and stuff.
So with that, it was like, I know she has 3 kids, and I know I want to marry this woman. So, am I ready for these, those responsibilities of taking care of 3 kids that are not mine, but I won't see it that way. So when, I decided to marry her and all that, that responsibility of taking care of them, it was, it was heavy, but I wasn't going to give up on them, because her, past whoever she was with, didn't work out. So I don't want them to have like some type of issues with, them not seeing their father all the time and all that and whatnot. So, me stepping in to kind of balance it out somewhat. See what I'm saying?
So since you said that, do you think that because now you're there, they'll have issues with their father, them not seeing their father as much?
So, I encourage my wife to let them, see him, because I don't want, like, how like some kids nowadays hate their father just because he hasn't been in their lives and all that, because the mother, sometimes keep him away. So
I'm sorry, y'all hear? Yeah, people gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, please.
Women are big petty sometimes. Let's not do that. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
But yeah,
I'm glad she doesn't do that. Praise God. Go ahead.
Like, they need to eat, like, I'm bonus dad. They need to have the actual dad in their lives too. They need this. Like, we need this. Like, I want them to know he still loves them. I love him. No hard feelings in between. So
that's cool. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So I'm a positive guy. So I want that.
Yeah, that's cool. We don't want you to want that either. But all right. So that concludes the Quality Cup Life podcast. This episode. Thank you, Trayvon. Thank you, Stefan, for your additional thoughts or questions. Okay. All right. And don't forget to subscribe, share it, like it, leave a review. All of that. Thank you. All right. Peace.